Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is, Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM-certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So, when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick.
Let me tell you a little bit about Golden Chick. Something you might not know is that they were founded in San Marcos, Texas back in 1967. They've been around for a long time. This family-oriented brand is the creator of the original Golden Tenders, along with other chef-inspired menu items, including its classically reimagined Big and Golden Chicken Sandwich. It's delicious. Guests can get the sweet, heat-inspired hot honey sriracha sauce now through September 1st, so only about a month left of this bad boy. It's coated atop Golden Chick favorites like crispy hand-breaded wings and the ever-popular Golden Tenders for a fiery flavor experience. It is delicious. Alongside that new sauce flavor, Golden Chick will also debut a first-of-its-kind combo meal. That's the Swahit combo with 3 delicious wings and 2 100% tenderloin tenders. It's covered in that hot honey sriracha sauce, and it's served with one of those delicious fresh-baked yeast rolls, a Southern-style side, and a 30-ounce beverage. Everything you could want in one meal. It is all delicious. I've been hanging out at Golden Chick a lot. I really have. I posted about it on social media. Emily has too. Her and her kids can't get enough. Go get you some Golden Chick now. It's perfect for a quick meal for the family. There's something for everybody. Take a pic. Tag us on social media when you do. Thanks, Golden Chick.
Thanks, Golden Chick, and welcome to episode 229 of The Mom Game in the Coppola Studios, back where we belong. I am Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs, and we are so excited to have my best friend.
Are you?
I'm
so excited.
I'm
already pumped up for this show.
I am certain Julie's excited. So it's my birthday show.
Yay! Happy birthday,
Tomorrow.
Emily.
Thank you.
I have something for you in our Coppola studios.
Oh, hey.
Why not celebrate with some Coppola Prosecco Rosé?
Okay.
This is my personal favorite, so happy birthday.
And thank you. Glad to see you put a lot of thought and time into this. Getting that bottle of Prosecco out of the box that our friend Dave Duncan brought to us. Thank you, Dave, for my birthday present.
It's a group gift.
Is this from you too?
Yep.
Yes, Lisa's in on it.
I'll Venmo you after.
So we did this a couple months ago with Julie.
Can you pass it over to Em?
Yes.
I don't know how to
open it.
Okay, I gotta open it.
I don't
So we did this a couple months ago with Julie. It was
Yes.
her birthday, so we had her bestie,
Jessie,
yes, Jessie on the show.
Bestie
And
Jessie, love
Bestie
it.
Jessie. And so we were gonna have both of you on at the same time. You couldn't make
I had
it
to
because you
work.
have a big time job. And so we decided to just book you guys separately, which I think is perfect.
Yes, I think so too.
Because I needed all the time with Jessie to peel back the layers on Julie, ask if she was ever a bitch ever. The answer was no.
No, Jessie was like, yes.
Yeah, I know. She was sweet. She was awesome. And she's super talented and gave us a toolkit
Mom's
recommendation.
toolkit. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
She's
It
awesome.
seems like Lisa is too. I can't wait
Well,
to
I will have
know
no
about
toolkit
you.
recommendations.
No, Lisa's not very handy around the house.
But I get the sense you can
She
help
also
us with
doesn't like to
a lot
cook
of
like
other
me.
things. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much of this we need to delve into.
Yes.
So Emily's gonna pop this open for us.
Yes.
Eventually, and
So
we're gonna.
47. I'm 47.
Okay,
Old.
I didn't
Can
know.
I say old
I was
AF?
I am
Air.
old AF.
Old.
I couldn't remember if you were 40.
So
7.
47. So Henry just turned 13 because his
Uh-huh.
birthday's the day before mine, and I'm 47. And I don't ever really feel like I have those moments where it's like, oh, you're old as shit. But I feel like today's maybe one of those.
Really?
I don't know.
Not
Like,
today, tomorrow.
okay, yes, but 47, and then I have a teenager. Like,
Yeah, those two hitting at the same time. I
Yeah.
feel like is kind of big. Although 47 is not a big deal. 13 is a bigger deal.
Huge.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, he's like a little man. Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah, we're
All
ready.
right, let's pop it. I have so many thoughts running through my head that are inappropriate. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
1, 2.
I always get so scared.
I Cheers to 47.
Happy
Cheers, Emily. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and serve myself first.
Yes, it is your birthday.
Thank
And
you.
I think it is important. Lisa, do you mind sharing your age? Are you the same?
I'm 37.
She
Yeah.
is not
No,
37.
no, I'm 45.
Okay.
So I'm her younger best friend, which is, always important to say.
Yes.
But yeah, 45. I've got a 9 and 11-year-old that are. Did I just refill twice? Yes, I did.
So boy, girl.
Boy, girl. Boy,
Okay.
girl. Yep. I've got a 9-year-old little girl, Sydney, and Ben is 11. And so we've.
So Henry's 7th grade, Ben is 6th, Hattie is 5th, Sydney is 4th. So our kids,
So they're all
staggered.
stair step.
Stair
they're
step.
not,
Yes.
they're not the
Yep.
same grade, which is, I think, a blessing.
Yeah.
Just as close as we are and our husbands are, I feel like it's a good thing that they're not the same grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've
'Cause
grown
they're
up together,
basically
and
like
that's how
siblings.
Lisa and I met. Is Mike and her husband Jeff grew up together, like literally grew up together on the same street. Their moms are best friends.
That's so
So
fun.
Nettie and Janet are best friends. Very incestual.
So okay, so y'all
Yeah.
met like when Emily and Mike started dating.
Go on.
Yeah, we met. So they were living in like a duplex.
Super
type thing.
awesome townhouse.
Really
The boys
fancy.
were.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I had started dating Jeff and
Oh my gosh, I love this.
and I had heard, that Mike had started dating Emily, and we show up back at the townhouse after a wedding, and
Yeah.
I had not met Emily at that time, and Jeff's like, "Oh, Emily's there. I can't wait for you to meet her." And like it was like, I don't know when, within 5 minutes we were like,
I love you. You're
Oh
the
my
best thing
gosh.
ever. I mean, we fell hard.
and I was in the
Breathe.
You're like,
States.
these boys have to
Oh,
marry us, and we
yeah.
have to be
Yes.
friends forever.
Yes.
And then Jeff fucked it up.
He
And
did.
then they broke up for a while. And I would just remember being like, oh my gosh, she's so awesome.
Right, like you could always be friends, but not like that.
No.
Like, we're in the fourth year
They're
and
always-
we hadn't like
No, we weren't, like,
solidified
that
the
close,
relationship.
But I was like, gosh, she's so cool. Like,
yeah.
but they broke up for a while. And then Mike and I continued to date. And then they ultimately ended up getting back together. And I mean, we've been inseparable ever since. We lived for how many years? 7, 8 years. 4 houses down from each other, which had like flashbacks of Jeff and Mike growing up with them living
Oh
the
my
same
gosh.
neighborhood.
That's
So
so
when we
fun.
decided we were going to build outside of the neighborhood, she was
Not okay.
Not pleased.
Not
Okay, because I
Um,
remember when that happened and you were moving away from friends, but I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was like Lisa
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that type of a
Yeah.
situation with the whole
I mean,
family.
we mother our children together.
Yeah.
I mean, you were at both of my kids' births. I was at both of your kids' births. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. And then she said, hey, we're going to build. And I think you're never nervous, but you were like, I
Yeah.
gotta talk to you about something.
I
was like,
know,
oh my
I was
God,
scared
like
to-
somebody dying. And it was like, we're going to go build, and it's, 10 minutes away.
Right.
And,
It's
and
7.
I don't drive.
It's 1.7 miles. Like
I don't
but-
drive.
she doesn't drive. She's
don't.
a terrible driver.
Yeah.
She's the worst driver in the history of driving. We
Yeah.
were at where were we? The coast.
Port Aransas.
Port Aransas. And so to go to the store, you have to cross over this bridge.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
know
a
it. I know
really
it.
big
Yep.
bridge. Yes. So Lisa's driving. We're going to the grocery
I'm driving
store.
my husband's Suburban, and I cannot drive anything that's, that large. So
Yeah.
I was like, but I've got this, y'all. I've
Yeah, got it.
got
And
it.
then it's raining, and she is starting to have a panic attack, and so she pulls over on the side of the road, and I'm like, "Pull over, I'll drive." So she can't.
So you panic attack too.
She panicked. She
Oh my
saw the
gosh.
panic attack in the Tesla.
We've got a double panic attack situation.
She saw the panic attack in the Tesla in California.
I feel like one of them though is panic attack when they are too much in control, and one of them is panic attack when she's not enough in control.
That's
bingo.
Bingo.
bingo. So
That's a
I'm the
great-
not in, or the too much in control. She's
Yeah.
the not in control.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. I
That's
was
a
like,
good type of
I had
friendship
to
right there.
yell
Yeah.
at the poor, Uber driver, like I know we're on the I blah blah blah,
5. We were on the 5.
on the 5. I said you have got to pull over right now. Like she's going to, I don't know what, but you've got to pull over. So we pulled over in a triangle on the 5
On that, like, with an
Yeah,
exit
this is
ramp.
the one
It was-
the story
this
you
is the
told
story
here
I
on the
told.
mom
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Like, it was the most
Yeah,
legit
y'all talked
panic
about
attack.
it.
Yes.
quickly
Yeah,
after.
she
Okay,
was with
so
me,
in
and
Puerto
she
Rico-
because I was like, yeah, and then and she was like, no, I don't think you understand. You're gonna have to pull this car over right now. And I was like, yes.
Wow.
And so then I get out, and it's.
But in Port Aransas, when I had to pull over Julie, we, found a large parking lot. It was very safe
spot.
to
It wasn't
exit.
a parking lot. It was a fucking shoulder.
Well, but it was safe, and we were able
Okay.
to exchange.
I love how y'all
seats.
can
Mm-hmm.
exchange and compare panic attack driving stories and see who has the better one.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Welcome
You're bragging
to
about
being
whose
middle-aged.
panic attack
And I win.
driving
I
story
win.
was
I
better.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always winning.
Yeah.
Well, I love that story about how y'all met because I wasn't sure, and for some reason I thought y'all met maybe through kids, and I just think that making friends when you're younger, especially at that age of your life, that phase of your life, pre-kids, pre-marriage, when you're like your freaking best self, maybe I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to call it best or worst,
Yeah.
but whatever you are, where you can just really go have fun and like no care in the world, is so different than making mom friends,
100%.
which you
Yep.
can make mom friends,
Yes.
but it's different.
It's different. It's
And
different.
it's harder.
Yes.
And I feel like
Yes.
too, when you make friends, like when you make friends later in life, and I love the friends that I made obviously early in life that are still my dear friends to this day. But when you make friends later in life, like your warts are out, like my crazy's out, my OCD's out, like I don't have the energy to hide it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the friends who love me now know all of that shit, and I don't have to hide it from them. I don't have to pretend like I'm not crazy AF. I can send them 800 Instagram reels at night, and and they're just like, haha, funny. Oh, that's a good one. Like, they just like humor me where I'm not trying to hide any of it.
Yep.
Like, I know I'm fucked up. I know I'm crazy. I know I have issues.
It's so true.
And you still love me, like, even if I make you.
Well,
kind
that's the
of,
beauty of a long friendship.
Yeah.
And a true
Yes.
friendship.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like golden to have a friend like that,
Yeah.
that
Well,
you've
and
had
I
in your life
think-
for a long time.
Yeah, and I think with Emily, we knew each other prior to, I was at her wedding. I wasn't in her wedding. We'll
Oh,
talk about that later. But
sore
she
subject.
was actually
bitter.
in my wedding.
I was.
And so was
It was
her
an
husband,
ancillary role.
but it's fine.
Okay.
And
Passing up
so
programs.
we did life before marriage, have raised our kids together. I mean, they fight like siblings. They love like siblings. We love them as our own. And then we've done like work with each other. And, I think we're both so driven and focused, but work, as a working mother becomes, very difficult. And it's just been amazing that like we've worked this bond out like we have, because there have been many nights where there's tears and I don't know how I'm going to keep doing this. And so it's just been really interesting how we're so much alike yet so different.
Yeah.
I don't have to be in control of everything. My house is not completely organized. I'm not working out at 5:30 a.m. every day. But
Cheers. Cheers, girl.
Cheers. Cheers.
She's so
Cheers.
awesome how she does all that, but it makes me feel like
I think I'm more organized than you, but not as more
There's
organized
no
as
doubt.
her.
there's no doubt.
Oh.
Both of us are more organized than me.
Yeah. Hattie will come over to my house and
They have
like
a nice little situation.
yeah. Hattie comes over to my house and we'll start putting things in my pantry where they should be. It's just been. For me personally, because I need like deep, real friendships. It's just Emily and I have just like if I didn't have her in my life, I don't know how I would
Aw.
have like navigated the crazy that
Same.
we've had.
Y'all are so sweet.
Yeah.
And I love like the way you're talking about the different phases of the friendship. It reminds me of a marriage, right? But
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
But okay, honest, like honestly, what do y'all think about this? Because I feel like navigating all of those things with a husband, the pre-marriage, the marriage, the kids, can sometimes be a lot harder
Yeah.
than it is with a woman, like with your best friend.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it too with us is like our mother-in-laws are so intertwined. I mean, they're still to this day best friends.
Uh-huh.
And then our husbands grew up being best friends, and they're still to this day they're together all the time. And then you throw us in,
And they're yin and yang too, so it's
Mike and Jeff couldn't be more
Like
different.
same side of it or opposite
Oh,
side of
total opposite.
it? So Mike's like you and your husband's like you, or
well,
vice versa?
Jeff is just like if I could live a day in Jeff
be
Early's
Jeff Early.
body, oh my, because Jeff's just like, hey, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna work it
Everything's
out. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah. So they're more similar to each other, and you and Mike are more similar to each other, it sounds like.
Well, I guess a little, but she's not. Everything's gonna
Oh,
be
she's
fine.
not.
No, she's not. There's no super chill over here in most circumstances. I think when we get in the right setting, we both can be that way. But I think just having all of those things intertwined does make it that much more special, knowing that our mothers-in-law, which is crazy because it's not like it's our moms, it's our husband's moms.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that both of them would trade in their boys for us at this point in
Yes.
time, which I love.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding. They're all obviously still very close. But having all of that intertwined with Mike and Jeff knowing each other so well, Nettie and Janet knowing each other so well, and then Lisa and I being such close friends, it does
pretty
make
awesome.
it's fantastic, but it also too does make things a lot more intertwined than it would be if I just met someone randomly when I was 30 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
It's intertwined, but you all really like each other and chose to be, like, they chose to be friends.
Yeah.
The mother-in-laws chose to be friends. You ladies chose to be friends. Whereas with family, if you're all together and that tight, a lot of times you don't really want to hang out with that person that
Right.
much.
Yeah.
If it's your blood, whatever, you
No,
know.
that's
So it's
exactly
a
right.
really cool
Yeah.
and unique situation.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're grateful for it.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too, like, and I don't know if this is just me and Lisa, but a lot of times, like, Mike gets tired of my talking,
Yeah.
and stories, and
Same.
you know
Same.
that they just don't. I just don't feel like he has the band. Like, if I need to talk to him about something, he is going to listen. Like, if I'm like, hey, honey, I really want to talk to you about something, he is going to listen. But like my random, diatribes
train of
about
thought.
shit, yeah, he's like, yeah, and but this one will listen to me about anything and everything and vice versa. And so I just feel like you need, that person or those people who, as random as it is, and as, like wherever you're going on your train of thought, that will, just stop and listen to you. And like I said, not saying that my husband doesn't do that
Right.
or whatever,
I
but
think
it's just
everyone
like,
understands
It's a
what you're
different cup.
saying.
It's a different cup.
and it's like,
Yep.
pick your spots. Like, I'm not going to, I'm going to pick my spots with Mike. Like, I'm going to have, I want to have meaningful conversations with him, obviously, but I don't know, like little shit, I'm going to Lisa for
Right.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big
And
shit
that's
too,
the
for that
beauty
matter.
of a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, so when you first met Emily, she was Emily.
She was
Emily
doing-
Jones at that point,
She
right?
was Emily Jones at that point, so she was doing college still and Mavs. And I'm a huge sports fan and
So
follow
big.
everything. And
she knows
so,
so much
I
about
was like,
sports.
all right, it's
Like,
Emily
what did
Jones.
you? Was that? How did you feel about her?
like,
I don't know. Is it intimidating? Is it weird?
not
Probably better that you didn't know.
not
sports.
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh my God, you're amazing, and I want to be your best friend in like 5 minutes. Well, and I had a stint with the Rangers after college, not very long, and so we, were able to talk about. Well, I guess you weren't at the Rangers, but we had like sports connections, and but yeah, I guess I didn't give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
That she was Emily Jones. But fast forward, now I love it, Julie.
Oh, she's so awful.
And so
it's so awful.
so
Tell me about this.
It's so awful.
my
It's
favorite.
terrible.
Do you tell
She's
everybody?
the worst. It's awful.
No, I don't tell people.
Okay.
No. But
She
my
just waits.
I
She
wait.
sits back
and I could
waits.
watch the people, and I could see them looking, and some people look and then look away. Some people are like, I could tell, and so I'll just go up to him. Oh, you want a picture? You want a picture?
Oh, did did you want a picture with
Yeah.
Emily?
Yep.
And you
I
don't
was
like this?
And it's become my bit, and I can't wait for it when the time arrives
awful.
for
Yeah.
for us to do it.
So she's like, my social anxiety is bad, but she makes it worse, but also too it makes it better at the
Yeah.
same time, because it's just, we just laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, someone could like barely glance at me. She'd be like, "Oh, do you want a picture? You want a picture? I'll take a picture of you." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you."
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, there was no Emily Jones intimidation. I mean,
No.
none.
Nothing like that.
None.
She's not impressed by me. Trust me.
I love
She
it.
is
No.
not impressed.
No, no. Now my kids are, they'll be like, "Oh, my mom's best friend's Emily Jones," and they think that's fun, but not me.
Right. So, do you watch her?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. My husband watches Rangers, consistently, and so I'll hear her and I'll run in really to make sure her outfit's okay.
Yeah.
Because we usually talk about outfits because she does need a little help in that area. And then I make sure her outfit's okay, and if it's not, I send her a text. But if
Like while she's on TV,
Yeah.
and then you get in her head.
yeah, yeah,
What's this? Or
yeah.
You'll make
I want to
fun of her?
rethink that one.
Yep. Let's put those shoes to the side.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
the shoes. Oh, she's like, oh, still wearing those.
It's not. Some
Okay.
of it's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I support her.
Right.
But no, I don't
Give
watch
her-
Ranger
yeah.
games just to
Yeah.
see Emily.
Okay, so I spend a lot of time with Emily too, but it's more, work type setting or whatever. And also outside of work too. And I love that we are also good friends. So tell me what you think about Emily for real and all of her crazy. I mean,
It's a lot.
absolutely love this person.
And let's get
I
down to what you
absolutely
really
love
think.
this person.
It's
But it's kind of
lot.
crazy. It's insane sometimes in the best way because you have a system that works for you. And she's so fucking productive. Like Taylor Swift says, and I can do it with a broken heart. I cried a lot, but I'm so productive. Whatever. I'm like, she's got it figured out, but it's fucking nuts.
It's
Excuse
nuts.
me for all my
yes, I would cuss,
What
but
do you
I'm
think of all
trying not
this?
to. So yeah. Luckily for Emily, because she wanted to be my friend, that didn't come out early on in our friendship.
I hit it.
She hit it.
I gotta tuck it away
She
for a while.
she covered. She covered because I think I would have been like, oh my gosh, and I'm a very scheduled person, routine person as well. So we have that in common. But I'm not like wheels off. And if I don't follow the schedule or if something doesn't get checked off, I could still manage my day. But I think it was when you moved, because it started to grow, I think,
Oh, it's
as you've
continued to grow.
aged. But it was when you moved into next door to me, or 4 houses down, and I saw the pantry. Julie, you've seen the pantry at the new
Yeah.
house, and so, but what I like to do,
The old house pantry was great too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
both
what
of
I'm
them.
thinking of.
it was, but what I like to do in any aspects of her, OCD is screw with her, mess with her.
Uh-huh.
And
So does Mike.
So I will go move things or, shift things or, just make it worse for her. Does that sound like a really good friend?
It actually does. She
Um,
needs that.
But I think it was our first vacation we took with kids. We went down to Seaside, and I was a hot mess because I had a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old that was very needy. But we get down there, and she starts. I'm sure we had been out of town with each other, like with couples, but
Not with kids.
Not with kids. And Julie, you set stuff down, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Oh, good.
like shoes are in one. Keys are in another. I was just.
Emily, you said you didn't do this with your friends.
Well, this was a long time ago.
This was a long time ago. Well, she did it like 6 months ago as well.
I know.
But it's fine. But now, Julie, my kids, when they get to her house,
That's so
they
funny.
they will take off their shoes and put them in the
In the lockers.
In the lockers.
They know where to put them.
Sydney, my daughter, so much lines her shoes up so where they're both facing the correct
Oh my
way.
God, bless their heart.
Like they just know.
We're going to Crazy Emily's house. Like,
Yeah.
but they know. Yeah, but yeah.
How do
it's
they
so
know? Did
Sweet.
you tell them one time?
No, I
or-
think they just know.
Because
It's
she'll
Lisa
move,
tell them?
she'll move them. No, I don't tell my. No, she'll just move them, and
And
then
they picked up on
they
it?
picked up on
Yeah.
it.
Kids are
Um,
smart.
kids.
Kids are
But-
smart.
Yeah.
And also sweet kids, because they
Yes.
could pick up on that and be like, I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, they've heard Miss Emily yell, so.
Yeah. I mean, I just rate like not yelling, but just a stern.
Oh, I mean, we all do it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just I mean, what are you thinking? Walking into my
Yeah.
house and not putting your shoes where they go,
Yeah.
like you know.
So, Lisa, you think it's gotten worse over the
Oh
years?
God, yes.
100%.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, can I tell you a quick story?
Sure.
And this doesn't involve Lisa, but it does involve two other friends of mine. So I had them over to play mahjong, and I think Lisa's past.
Did you invite Lisa? What the
Yes,
I was invited.
I did. She was invited.
Just making sure.
She was having spa day with her husband, and so everyone. Feel like my OCD precedes me, and so these girlfriends of mine got into my spice drawer, and they decided to rearrange.
Oh my gosh, so everyone
some
does this.
things. Yes, and I think it happened from her, but what it inspired me to do was I had some spices that weren't put into the proper jars and not alphabetically organized.
So she
So,
ordered more spice jars. Than
Look what happened, and look at that spice drawer.
Oh my God.
Thank you so very much.
So what before this, they were
There
in
was a
their
couple that were
original
still-
containers?
They were still in the original
Yeah.
containers.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Blasphemy, Julie.
Right. Because nothing in the pantry is, right?
it's
Oh.
right.
So that OCD level hadn't made it to the spice
Spice
drawer.
No, it did,
quite
but I
yet.
just kind of let it go.
Okay.
I let myself go
Yeah.
in the spice drawer.
Because the pantry, like for people that don't know, I feel like we need to revisit the pantry situation a little bit. So, Lisa, how do you explain it? Because there's no like Rice Krispie box, Cheerios box, Frosted Flakes box. That's kind
no.
of like mine. Like I've got 3 boxes of Cheerios
I've
because
got
2 of them
Captain
might be
Crunch
stale, but I
and
don't think
Frosted
they're
Flakes.
all the way
Yes.
stale. So I keep them, but then I got a new one.
Right.
So that's
She's
my
got-
favorite one, but I go to the old ones just in
No.
case. None of
She's
that.
got the matching, what was that show that they organized? I forgot.
The container that she's got matching containers, all of
Yes,
them
yeah.
labeled. She's always been like this though.
But they're labeled on the bottom, on the underside, so
Yeah.
you can't see them.
Oh my God. So you can't see the label.
Yeah. And they buy the same thing. So you know that the containers are always going to have, rice crackers and goldfish and
We just mixed in veggie straws
oh,
because of your cabinet, your pantry has
okay.
veggie straws.
Yeah, because my pantry's like, hey,
Right.
let's party.
let's party. It's a snack shack. But I mean, it's consistency. I mean, I've never met a more consistent human in my life. I mean, you know what to expect. If you need a snack, you got goldfish or rice crackers. I mean, that's it. And there's always gonna be hummus. Always hummus.
Always hummus.
There's fruit in the fridge.
Always
Yes.
cut.
Yes, and there's always plenty of drinks. I used
Yeah.
to babysit for Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know.
I know.
And like the different, like what got me one time, it was like when the levels of the fruit were off. Like if there were more oranges than apples, she'd have to make sure to
Only
either
get-
eat the orange, get rid of the oranges to line up with the apples, or get more apples to line up with the oranges. It's like, how in the world do you keep up with that?
Yeah.
But it's pretty amazing.
It's something.
Okay, we should move on.
No, this is
like,
fun.
Important.
This is really fun.
We could talk about her running in COVID, but
This
we'll
is
save that for later.
okay. Okay.
Okay, well,
this is making me
I
feel
have all
like
kinds
even
of-
more neurotic than I already
it's
was.
just
I
therapy.
was. It
We
is.
all need it.
Okay. Okay. We do have things we need to get to.
Yes, we do have things we need to get to. Let's get to one of those things right now, because you just had your second eye surgery.
Okay, is this
So
Tylock?
we can do a little bit of squirts. Brought to us by Tylock George Eye Care.
Okay, so I just had my second eye surgery yesterday. That's why my eye is a little red. But I will tell you, I will never use readers again, I don't think. I mean, unless I'm like 85 maybe and have to do this again. But it was the most amazing experience, in and out in an hour on my second eye. I had the first eye done a few months ago or 6 weeks ago,
Yeah.
probably. And I woke up this morning, and the first thing I do, which is probably not the best thing to do, but check my phone. And I'm reading emails, and usually I'm like squinting, or I do have to grab the readers in the morning. And this morning I didn't have to do either. Like, it was just like,
Isn't that crazy?
holy shit,
Like
I can see.
overnight.
And it's still going to get better.
Yeah.
Because I had the lens replacement. You had the LASIK, which it's so funny. A friend of ours whose husband plays for the Rangers reached out, and she's like, "Hey, I've always wanted to get LASIK," and I was like, "Oh, this isn't LASIK." And I was like, "LASIK's for the youngsters. Lens replacement is for the older people." Because I had LASIK 17 years ago, and just had this lens replacement yesterday. Finished it up, and I can already tell I'm gonna love it. Super easy in and out. Everyone's kind of like really apprehensive about it, but it is creepy, like someone cutting on your eye. But Dr. Nasser did the surgery on the second eye, and he walked me through every single step of the process. You're awake while you're in there, so he's like, "Okay, this is what I'm doing. You're gonna feel some pressure." As an anxious person, I was like, "Oh shit, am I gonna be
Did
okay?"
you get a Valium or something?
I got the nasty. You didn't have this. You got something
I
different.
got a Valium.
Yes, that made you sleep for like 8 fucking hours after.
Oh, well, that was a sleeping pill.
Right.
The Valium's what I got before the surgery. to
And
just
then you took a
relax.
sleeping pill.
And then I took a
Sleeping
sleeping
pill.
pill after the
Nice.
surgery.
Okay, all I had was something. It does not taste good, but it works because
Yeah.
it just kind of chills you out.
Wait for that
But
video
yeah,
to come out.
he
Because you were so funny after you took the pill.
the
The
first
first
time,
eye.
the second time I wasn't as funny because I wasn't with you.
Right.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. Like, I can already tell it's been less than 24 hours, and I can already tell a huge difference
Yeah.
in my vision.
Yeah, and I feel like the big, like, overarching things with getting your eyes fixed, it's like, for one, all of us are busy and we already carry so much crap. I don't want to be carrying glasses.
Right.
I don't want to be like, do I have my glasses? Am I going to be caught in a situation where I need them? And like, for me, it was driving, and it was actually terrifying if I was caught driving at night without my glasses.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I thought I was going to
Yeah.
die sometime.
Yeah.
We don't need that. And then also, like, we want to make the most of our days, and you don't want to
not
be
always have
blurred
readers.
vision.
Yes.
Right. So it's really awesome. I'm so happy that we, kind of came into this partnership with Tylock,
Yeah.
and that both of us were able to get our eyes fixed in different ways.
Yeah.
And all of the surgeries are available to all of our listeners with a discount. You can go to the website www.tylock.com/TMG to get your mom game discount, or you can just give them a call and say you're listening to the mom game and you want to come in for a free consultation, and they'll take a look at your eyeballs and tell you what you need.
Yeah. Because there's something for everyone, whether it's you, like your eyes that needed LASIK, or mine that needed the lens replacement. But
Yep.
I will tell you, I'm so glad that I did it.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
Cheers to good vision.
Cheers to good vision.
Yay,
Cheers.
thank you, Tylock.
Cheers. Thanks,
Okay,
Tylock.
so should we be cheersing the Rangers or not? Give us updates.
I don't know. They're so up and down. So Josh Young is back, which is great.
Yes.
We've added a couple new pieces to the bullpen, which is crucial. Added a new backup catcher, which is good. And I feel like the thing about the Rangers is no one is running away with the American League West. So it's just like, why not us? We've got 2 months to play in the season. Let's, play our balls off and see what happens. So it's just kind of in this like weird holding pattern where no one's running away with the division, but you've got 3 teams that are in it, and that's Houston, Seattle, and Texas. So, I think it'll be a fun couple of months. And, I think back to 3-4 years ago when all I wanted was meaningful baseball
Yep.
in August and September, because for 7 years I covered let's be honest, a perpetual loser. I mean, that sounds terrible. Like, just a team that didn't win.
But fans are like, yep, we agree.
Well,
Like,
I mean, it just was like,
They
you're
weren't
out. Like,
losers as
you hit
people.
August 1st, like, and you're like, you are nowhere near the conversation. You're not going to the playoffs, and you're just playing out the string. And so that's a good thing. So I'm anxious to see how it all plays out. So you're just kind of in a holding pattern to see where everything goes with the Rangers.
okay. Trade deadline passed, so that's
Yeah.
when they made a couple of moves.
Yep. And they didn't do anything huge.
Michael
They didn't sell off
Lorenzen
any,
is
like,
gone.
Michael Lorenzen's gone.
What are so Scherzer's back, but
He is, but
Not-
he pulled himself. Yeah, not pulled himself, but like he was getting arm fatigue yesterday. I mean, listen, he's 40. I mean,
Is he 40?
he's 40, and so it's like
Right.
I mean, how much he's had nerve issues. He's got
It's like everyone knew all that, but you also try not to think about that. And you're like, it's Max Scherzer, and we need someone really good to
But
come
listen,
in here and be our starting pitcher.
At any point
So
in
you're, like,
time,
holding
he
out
can-
hope. At
yeah,
least
and,
I am.
and he can give you a fucking phenomenal start at any point in time, but you just don't know when it's going to come. And I will say this about Max, though. One of the things I admire about him the most is the fact that he is completely and totally honest about how he's feeling. So he is never going to go back into a game if he doesn't feel like he can give you the best chance to win.
Right.
So, like, for example, last night, which was Tuesday night, against the Cardinals, I assume that he told Boch, like, I am not feeling it. Something's not right. And so he told Boch at that point in time, I don't need to go back in. Whereas a lot of times young guys will be like, I'm just going to push through and I think I can do this. And then it ends up blowing up in their face. So a guy like Max Scherzer is like, I am going to be completely and totally honest with you. And I think part of that is he's experienced so much success in his career that he's like, I know myself. And if I can't perform up to the standard that I think I've set for myself, I'm going to remove myself from the situation, knowing that someone else can give us a better chance to win.
Yeah,
Which
he's very mature because he's 40.
dude, I admire and appreciate the shit
And he's
out of
a
that.
dad.
Because right, I mean, but a lot of guys are too competitive, and that will cloud their
Right.
judgment, and they'll be like, "No, I can push through. I got this. They want to be the hero."
Yeah.
And Max is like, "I'm going to do what's best for my team. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to communicate all that kind of stuff." So I appreciate that about him for sure.
Yeah, that's cool because he is like crazy eye competitive guy, but he's also not dumb competitive guy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like he's very realistic and like very self-aware.
Yeah, and Evan Carter hurt.
I think he's
I saw that just come. I wasn't
Yeah.
watching, but I got the update. Like,
So, he's been out for months,
Done for
and I
this-
just don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
lower back is not good. And the thing that worries you is lower back with a young kid like that. And so, I don't know what's going to happen. But
did they say done for the season?
they didn't. But
Okay, I feel like I got an update that made me think that. So you're
Well-
not saying anything out of turn. It was like
no, but I would.
they're
I
gonna
would-
sit him for the rest of the regular season or something like that.
I'll put it this way: I would be surprised if he was back on our roster before the end of the season.
Oh man,
I know.
It's one of my favorites.
right? So much
Loved him.
anticipation
Oh, he's so
for him
adorable.
Yeah.
this season
Yeah.
to see how he would do.
Sweet little
Yeah.
wife.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Kaylin, and they're like 12.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, the good news is, like you said, they're not out of it, even with all of this, and even with all the struggles.
No,
they've
which is
had.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've seen what this.
And
team
then
can do.
here's the deal: it's like we've seen the last several years. You get into the tournament, you get hot. Who knows what could
Right,
happen?
and that's when they'll channel their inner
Exactly.
whatever they had going for them last
Right.
year and get back into that mindset and
Yeah.
maybe perhaps go crazy. Lisa, do your kids play sports? I want to talk
They-
a little bit just about like kids sports with you, and then we'll do Olympics in the news desk.
We could talk youth sports all day long.
I would
so
love
I've
that.
listened to all of the podcasts and resonate with all of the youth sports discussions. So so my son, he'll go into 6th grade next year. He's played baseball since Pee Wee. He's done football, basketball, loves golf. So we've been through all of the youth sports antics that y'all
Sydney is in.
have talked about. In Sydney,
Sydney,
we could have a
Sydney,
whole
we're
show
getting
on
her in.
Sydney.
Oh, God bless her. She's something.
She's
Sydney.
she's special.
She-
She was a dancer, and very good at it, and but has now and played softball for 2 seasons.
So wait. We can't just bypass dance.
Uh-huh.
So Lisa was dance mom. I mean,
Okay.
not was dance mom.
Were you
like,
a dancer?
I was a
Lisa was a
dancer.
dancer.
Yep.
She will clog on you at the drop of a
You
fucking
clog?
hat.
I do.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I do.
Does that
You-
come out after a few drinks?
you mentioned
imagine.
clog.
a
and
lot.
She
these
is.
days. It used to
She's
be
doing the
easy
clogging,
breezy.
and she's there. There's what's it called? The
bell
heel
kicks, bell
tap.
kicks,
Okay.
bell kicks. Yep.
She's doing all of it.
That's
She's
awesome.
doing all of it. And so Sydney was going to be a tiny dancer, but then she got in company,
Yes.
and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And she loved it.
What age does that start?
This started last year for her, or the first year she tried out. And we go to a wonderful studio. I think Tara Hall
like
was
8 or
on
something.
and talked
Yeah.
about studio movement. Wonderful studio. But the commitment, Julie, was not
Yes,
there.
That's what I see in here. From
And
people.
so it's every day we're going to dance. And I get it. She was dancing, 2 hours one day, 3 hours another. And it was a constant battle.
Yeah.
And she loved it once she got there, but getting those tights on. And so we kept talking about, and this won't be lost on y'all with any of our kids, but importance of commitment. You have committed to this, and so you have to put your all into it, and that means you have to go to class. And but she wanted to, so she played softball, and she's decent at softball, and she wanted to do kind of the other things that all of her friends were doing. So we're pausing on our competition dance,
Which is a big decision and
it-
hard.
it is.
Holy fuck. The amount of conversations we had
Yeah.
about
Well,
company.
I get it.
I mean, we were back and forth, like she's in, she's out, it's been, but it's like but it's a significant commitment.
It's
Yep.
a lot of time. It's a lot of money.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And
Yep.
it cancels you out of other things
Yeah.
that
It
you
does.
could be doing
It
too.
does. It does. And cancels her out.
Yeah.
And
commitment.
so it was, it came down to it, like, you're gonna have to do all of these classes. I don't want you to go forward with tryouts if you would take somebody else's spot and then ultimately quit. Because I'm not a parent that says I'll let my kid quit, but I was at a point last year that I was like, I'm done with these,
Well, it's
3 days a week.
I love this
battles. So,
conversation because I feel like a lot of parents deal
Yeah.
with it.
yeah.
And you want to find like that sweet spot where your kid's good at something, they want to do it, and like honestly, selfishly, like you kind of like taking them there and you
Yeah.
enjoy watching it,
Yep.
right? If it's something, and you'd fight through it even if you didn't as a
Yep.
parent, you would.
Yep.
But it's hard to find that sweet spot, especially when they're young. And I feel like that age of like 7 to 11, 12 is where you're really trying to figure out like what that one or two things
Yep.
could be.
Yep.
And so I totally
Yep.
get what you're saying,
We
and I get why
shelf
y'all would have
dance.
all of those conversations.
We did. So she came to a decision that she wasn't going to try out. So we shelf dance. She'll dabble in some classes, but then she loves softball, and it's and so. My son is so structured and regimented, he'll do whatever we need him to do. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it once you find the thing that where they light up and they want to do it, even if they're maybe not as good or it's not your
Yes.
thing, like it's hard. But you just got to be like, okay,
Yes.
go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I saw one thing on social media. I just want to get y'all's opinion on, and then we can move on. Recently, it was saying that to your point, the kid needs to be committed. They need to want to do it. And I've actually heard this from various like professional athletes about their kids and other kids that they need to be the ones to set the alarm and wake themselves up
Yes.
and go to
Yes.
that activity.
Yes.
And if they don't, then
They're not committed.
they're not committed. Do y'all,
Oh,
do kids,
So
would
my-
kids really do that?
So Henry, and granted, Henry is like super OCD and basically like a 63-year-old trapped in a 13-year-old's body. But he will ask Mike for a workout regimen when he's not in baseball season. And so he has a notebook of workouts that he's supposed to do. And if he doesn't, no one's asking him about the workouts. No one's doing it, but he has it. And he's like me, where he needs
he's like
to
his
check,
mama.
check the things off his list. So he is literally every day when
gosh.
he's home,
That's
he is
awesome, though.
doing a workout that, that his dad has created for him, that he's asked for. Because Mike is the same way. Like he's got I'm not going to make my kid do fucking workouts in the middle of summer. Like that's
No.
ridiculous. But if he's asking for it and then we provide it and then you give it to him and then you let him go and do whatever he wants, then that's on him. But it's super gratifying, like as a parent, to know that you've just thrown all this out there and they're taking it up. But like, I sent Lisa this picture. I don't know if I sent it to you. So he's going to be playing football for the first time this year. And so everyone's told us like they need to work out with like their pads and their helmet. And so I'll
You mean
walk out.
tackle?
Yes.
Okay, because he's
tackle.
played football.
He's
Yeah,
played
flat.
football, but
Tackle
he's
is
never
touch.
played tackle.
That's big. Yeah.
And so I'll walk out in the garage in the morning and he's out there with his helmet on and his pads and just sweating his ass off. But when he gets done, he'll like without fail every time he'll come in and be like, "Mom, I did it." And I'm like, "I'm so proud of you." Like he feels so accomplished or
Yeah.
whatever. But like that's the way he's driven. Like that's not every, whatever. But, we try to be of that. We're not always perfect in it, but try to be of that mindset of like, I'm going to give you the tools, you take them and do whatever you want with them, but it's on you. I'm not going to make you hit 200 balls a day. I'm not going to make you do, there's never going to be any of that from Mike and I, but here's a guideline. And if you want to do this, then get after it.
And if they don't,
it's fine. But that's the hardest thing.
Yep.
Especially with a kid like Henry, because if he will no doubt, I guarantee you, they've been at camp for 2 weeks. He'll come home on Saturday, and he will be fretting about any steps back he's
that he
taken
didn't practice for 2 weeks.
from football, baseball. He will get the net out. He will whatever.
That's great. Yeah.
And that's fine. That's on him. It's not going to come from us. Like,
Right.
it can't.
Yeah.
And I think you have certain, personalities, children that you will have to kind of nudge. With Hattie, we're going to have to nudge.
Yep.
Because athletically, she's been very lucky. It comes to her pretty easily. Henry, it has not. He has had to work for every fucking
That's amazing,
thing
though,
he's
that he
had.
realizes that
Yeah,
and
he
works
does.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hattie, on the other hand, is like, so we gotta practice again? Like, oh.
I can hit
And I'm
home
like,
runs.
right.
I don't
It's like,
need to
okay,
practice.
well, at some point, shit's gonna catch up with you,
Yeah.
but I don't know. So it's all
And
it's
that's
all a
Anna.
juggle. And they're never, and they're
The I know when you're telling them something. Oh my God. I know.
Listen.
I'm like, you don't know. You're 6.
Right,
You don't
yes,
know how to do
right.
this.
There is
about
nothing
sports.
worse.
You don't.
Yeah.
Hattie wants no part of Mike McCoy telling her
Same.
anything.
Same with Anna.
anything.
Okay. I'm
Not
glad
one
to,
thing.
Glad
Oh.
to hear that.
Yeah.
Hattie's
same
like-
Does
with
it
me.
drive Mike
Completely
crazy or
tuned
did he
out.
finally get
No,
used to it over
it drives him crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because,
that's
and
so
here's the
insane.
thing, like, actually, Mike knows a little bit about, love you, honey. He knows about, he pitched in, high school and a little bit in college. Like, he knows the game.
Right.
And so I think it does drive him crazy sometimes that they, but it's just the voice. It's just who they're
Kids
hearing
listen to
it from.
others
Yes.
more than they listen
Well, it's
to
like
their
we
parents.
talk about all the time. Like Lisa's kids will come to my house and be like, "Yes, ma'am, Miss Emily." Like,
Oh.
and I'm
Oh,
like,
same.
"Ah." And then
And at your house, they're
and then
My
basically
house,
like,
they're like,
and
F-U-E.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah.
"F you,
Screw
mom,
you, Mom.
whatever."
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. It's fucking parenting.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. Well, and it's the sports thing, like you said. We could make our whole show based
listen.
on
Yes,
that because
on
there's
youth
so
sports.
much.
we've
gone through the ringer with youth sports. And
Yeah.
It's
It's
and
it's a lot.
the kids that hit the peak early and are so dominant.
haven't
and then
peaked
the other
early.
kids.
Yeah.
My
Well-
brother and I were like that though.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not athletically gifted. Definitely was more, I had to train for it. And Corbin's just genetically,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but
phenomenal.
you played D1 soccer.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
you
is,
must
like,
have
it
trained
was,
as
it
well.
was the difference because
motivated
Corbin
you.
played at Arkansas, but still he only lasted a year.
Yeah.
But he was just athletically gifted.
Yeah.
And our dad my dad played at UTA back when they had a D1 program. And so for him, he was always like, "Are you joking? Like, if you just had that little
Yeah.
bit to my
Yeah.
brother, you
Just that-
play in the NFL."
I know.
Yep.
And I tell that to Hattie, and I feel bad. It's probably a terrible. Our friend John Deloney would probably be like, "That's a terrible parenting tip." But sometimes they're like, if you worked half as hard as Henry,
Imagine
Hattie
how good
McCoy,
you could be.
imagine how good you could be. And
But
she
she's
doesn't
so
see amazing.
successful
To her, all
with
she
whatever
hears-
And
she
she doesn't want to
does,
hear
she
about
doesn't
it.
see that
And
she
then I'm
needs to
like,
work
what
harder.
a bitch thing to say. Like, I'm their mother, and then I'm sliding both of them because I'm like, oh,
Yes.
you're lazy and you're not as talented.
Well,
and
and
I'm like,
for-
I need to just shut the fuck up. Like,
Siblings are
just
probably
stop
like
talking.
that's a pain point for her. I bet is like talking about comparing her to Henry, maybe.
Oh, 100%.
Like because they love each other, but they also hate each other. That's just how
Right.
siblings
He just
are.
needs to fail once or
I
twice.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, listen,
So did
she-
Henry.
she's
True.
gotten a dose of it later.
Yeah.
Which is good.
The
Yeah.
more you get it, the more you realize you
Yeah.
gotta work
I love
harder.
it.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be a mom sports talk on our show every
Yeah.
single week. And best of luck to you, please, with Sydney and,
And Ben.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
A quick shout out to Kendra Scott, because I know we're all wearing our Kendra Scott jewels today, which is totally
not on
coincidence.
Yes, not on purpose.
Okay, mine are
Yes.
old Kinder Scott. I feel like I got these like years ago,
They're
but
beautiful.
Mine are like last year, 2 years ago we did.
yep,
that
and I
kind of
have those
stuff,
same
right?
ones.
Yeah. Yep.
But I wear these because
All
if
the
I
time.
all the time. Okay.
Do and I wear these all the time. It's not.
It's not a dig, I don't
No.
think.
It's a
they're
dig.
beautiful.
She's totally digging me.
They are
not digging
beautiful.
me. But so the reason I wear these though is because I can't wear hoops when my hair is down because my hair gets caught in it. So these are like my go-to when I wear my hair down.
Yeah, some pretty
Is
good
your
hair
necklace?
Scott.
Scott,
My
'cause that's
necklace is too. This is the one
adorable.
Ashley gave me. It says Mom
Mom?
on it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Kendra
I
Scott.
love
And then
it.
these
Gosh,
earrings
that's
are
so
like
sweet.
super old Kendra
Yeah,
Scott.
yeah.
I lost one and found it like 2 years later and I have a little pile of Kendra Scotts that are missing their partner.
Yeah.
Along
Oh,
with
yeah.
the socks in
Oh,
our
yeah.
house.
The socks-
gives me great
The
anxiety. but
socks
it's
are
okay.
still, I still have a bag of socks just in
Uh-huh.
case.
Uh-huh.
So
Just in
Find
case
their
you
partner,
find
but I
them.
found the navy blue Kendra Scotts.
So
Excited.
cute.
I was so
I
excited.
love the mom.
Can we just
First
throw
time
away the
I've worn
socks?
them. Yeah. I'll work on it, Emily.
How many times? How long can we hold on to the socks?
What if the others pop up?
Let her
Some of my socks I
be
really like.
impressed with the socks.
But
that she
where are
makes
they
too.
gonna pop up?
Wait,
I don't
Julie,
know.
Did you look in your dryer? The
Yeah,
front bit?
yeah, the
They
dryer
weren't there?
monster, the sock monster.
Where
yeah, no, I'm
are
talking
socks?
like
did you
50
take
pairs.
the thing off of it?
50.
Yeah, like I've got like 50.
Let's move on from the socks.
I need
Oh.
to, Emily. You're
Yeah.
right. That's gonna be one of my summer goals.
This is the easiest goal. This is the easiest thing you could ever accomplish.
But it's hard because you have to literally take every pair of your socks, unless they're already bundled, which are maybe like 15, and throw everything else out. Because they could be here, they could be there, they could be there. That's kind of how I have like a few laundry baskets of clean clothes that I've never taken out throughout the house.
How long?
I mean, I don't know.
Have those laundry
could be
baskets.
The oldest could be a year.
Oh,
But I don't think they're important. They're not
okay,
important.
Let's move conversation.
They're not important articles of clothing. If it was important, I dig it out.
You dig it out.
But there's some that are still in there that I don't think are very important, and
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
really
I
know what
love
to
it.
do with.
A year in a laundry basket?
I'm not all that's. You asked me the longest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of them average about a month. But then there are the ones that
That's
move
why
through
you
very
have
fast.
50 missing
Some
socks.
move through very fast.
How many laundry baskets do you have?
Okay. So
Okay,
Kendra
Kendra
Scott.
Scott.
I did want to give a shout out to this game day collection though that they just added a couple of pieces too, I believe cheerleading and volleyball, but these game day Kendra Scott pieces are so cute. I really want this tennis one. There's a pickleball one, there's softball, and all kinds. You can
They're adorable.
soccer, baseball. They're so cute. They're good for sports moms, but also like I want the tennis one because I play tennis, damn
Yeah.
it. And I want to wear a thing that
They're
represents me
adorable.
and not just my
Yes,
kids all
about
the
your
time.
kids, so you don't always have
I
mom
could do
on.
both.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they're adorable.
So shout out to Kendra Scott for being awesome. Let's move on now to the TMG news desk. And this is brought to us by our friends over at Early Bird. Emily's not here at the moment, so I can talk about her. Oh my gosh. I don't want to know what Emily would be like without Early Bird CBD gummies.
No.
You've probably heard her
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about these.
Oh yeah, we'll go on girls' trip. She's like, I'm gonna take one. I'm like, I'm not, but yeah, and they work for her.
And it works for her.
She goes to bed.
It calms her
Yep.
down. It helps her go to
Yep.
sleep. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a different kind of effect after taking one, but they're a little bit different from the others because they do have a microdose of THC. It's from hemp. 2.5 milligrams of THC to be exact, 12.5 milligrams of CBD. That's the core feature of these gummies, and we've been talking about them here on the Mom Game for a long time. They're a wonderful partner of ours, and we really swear by these things. They're awesome, and we do have a code for you guys to use. It is MOMGAME20. It is active, and it's good for 20% off your first order online. You can just use it once, and then you go from there. You can pass it along to a friend, whatever. MomGame20. Go to earlybirdcbd.com to get you some of your own. You can also find them at some places here in DFW, at a lot of the hiatus spas, Toasted Coffee, Roy Pope Grocery Store, Ann's Natural Grocery, all these like cool health food places. They'll have the early bird CBD gummies too. Okay, what is on? No. Let's do TMG News Desk because we do want to talk a little about the Olympics, right?
Yes.
Have y'all been watching?
So I
Simone
watched.
Biles.
Yes, I watched and I cried yesterday.
You did at the
Yes.
women's all around.
When only for her. So I told you I watched the documentary, which you
Yes.
told me about. And when she did the floor routine,
Yeah.
my favorite part was when she like stepped out of bounds and then rolled her eyes. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
oh my god, I fucking love you.
I didn't get to watch
That's
it.
like all of us, right? Like when you're pissed at
She
yourself.
was like, stepped out of bounds. Oh well, like, fuck off, all of you. Like that was my
So
favorite.
did she get a
moment.
deduction for the?
I'm sure, but
a
it
little
didn't
bit.
matter,
It didn't
'cause
matter.
yeah.
She was that good.
well, she starts up so high because of her level of difficulty.
Level, what they call, starting
So,
place. Or,
yeah. So I just read this for the first time. I knew, they start with the level of difficulty or whatever, but the judges will see the routine and then give it a level of difficulty before they perform it. And they start from there with their deductions.
Okay.
So hers is so high in
Yeah.
like
It
every
doesn't matter.
single, in every single event that she does.
Yeah.
Because she's so damn good. Like she'd have to like fall on her freaking face.
And
feel
I
like.
love the
Or not
fact
land
that
it.
she like totally trolled whoever said like,
Michaela Maroney.
yes.
I
So
missed
you didn't
that.
probably see this.
No.
So I guess her teammate from Tokyo in 2020,
Yeah.
like did a podcast or something and was like, I mean, they just don't have the work ethic and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, girlfriend's
so-
gone off the deep end a little bit.
Has she? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
follow her
follow
on
her.
the socials.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Julie follows a lot of people
Yeah.
on social. She keeps that.
Taylor Swift. I keep.
Oh.
There's a lot of that.
And so apparently she had said some things about this current U.S. team, and then Simone posted like their with the flag and the winning the gold, and she was like, lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions, and was basically just F everybody.
to that amazing.
So
team.
I love that she's just like, you know what? I'm going to say whatever the F I want. I'm 27. This is the last time I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do and say whatever I want. And so I'm like, you effing go.
So what did
Simone
she? How did
Biles.
she respond?
She didn't.
Oh,
She posted that on her. Like, that was her post.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
basically so passive aggressive.
Yes.
Which I am not proud, but I'm a huge fan of passive aggressiveness.
It's kind of it's kind of crazy, and you can just tell how much that got in her craw, if you will.
right.
That her former teammate said that about
Yeah.
them, but
And I don't blame her.
she's
She
bringing
is
so
the
much
goat.
attention to it now. Like
Yeah.
people that didn't know about it
Yeah.
are like, wait, what's this? Oh, Michaela. And yeah, Michaela's a former teammate. She was the one that was like really, really good at the vault, and she was really cute. And I think she tried to make herself like a celebrity after the Olympics ended, and she was like all into her makeup and boobs and facial getting work done, and always on Instagram, like
Facial.
doing almost like not to the extent, but like maybe a little bit like Britney Spears.
You don't even
on
know what a
Instagram.
facial is.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm?
Nothing.
Okay, we got to remember though what those girls went through. They were all sexually assaulted by that one dude.
Oh,
100%,
damn it,
but
you
no-
make me feel bad.
Right,
Let's
but no
not-
need
let's
to go
not
after your teammates.
Saying
No
go
need to
off
go.
the deep end too much though.
But no need to go after people
No,
who
definitely
used
not.
to, work with you.
And that's what I do
I
appreciate.
didn't say she
about
went off the deep
Simone.
end. She's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nutty. Yeah. But
Yeah.
about Simone, like recognizing the mental health and, going through all of that and then coming back and fiercely
Yeah.
competing this year. I
Yeah.
I just think she's a stud.
She's amazing.
And the bottom line is the bigger your star gets, the more people want to shoot it down.
That's right.
Period. End of story. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
the way it is.
And I love that her husband was able to go there, Jonathan Owens.
Owens.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an NFL
Yeah,
player,
for
and they
the
all
Bears?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Look at
people
you.
clowned
Uh-huh.
him they were like, oh, is everyone else going to be
right.
able
He
to-
can be like, F off. My wife is Simone Biles.
whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, because he's missing training camp, and that's a pretty big deal. And I love that the team let him go, the coach
Yeah.
let him go, or whatever. And I think they're super cute, and they're gonna have total athletic specimens of
Can
kids
you imagine?
who are gonna be able to play any sport that they want in the
Whatever.
world.
Did y'all see that picture of her and Shaq that was
Oh,
going
yeah.
on social media? I mean,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a dark.
So that was a wonderful moment.
sorry.
The U.S. women winning gold, and then the U.S. men gymnasts winning
Bronze.
bronze, which was
Yeah.
the first time that they'd medaled in
16 years. it
yes,
said. Yep.
16 years. And the cool story about that Steven Nasser, whatever,
Yes.
the guy with the glasses
Yes.
who like only did the pommel horse.
It's like an engineer, I think.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
Yes.
And just sat there and like was focused and watched the whole time until his event. And then he popped up, took off his glasses, and like just killed it.
Killed it.
And seeing them celebrate. I don't know about y'all, but my kids are at a really good age to watch right now. They're 6 and 9.
Yes.
Last time around, they were too little to like really get it or understand. It's the most fun thing watching with
Oh,
them.
that's awesome.
And like hearing the stories about these people and how hard they work. I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's like pretty inspiring for them in their little athletic careers or whatever it is.
And I'm excited about track and field this weekend.
Yeah.
With which
So that's what I'll
Sha'Carri-
watch. Yo, Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm like, you go fucking slay with your nails. And
Michelle's
do all
covering it for
things.
NBC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Our
Oh, that's
former
awesome.
Mom Game podcast guest.
Former guest. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. So the Olympics
What?
will continue to roll on. Anything lastly that we haven't talked about, Em, that you want to get in here with
No.
Lisa?
I don't think
We
so.
kind of touched on what's in your craw with the things that Emily. Oh, I want to ask you about your job real quick before we go.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
Tell me, 'cause
Here we
it
go.
sounds like you're super smart, super successful. What is it? Accounting?
No, human resources.
Okay.
I'm the most boring human in the world. So I should have said, I wanted to be friends with Emily because she was not boring and I was. But yeah, so I've been with Lockheed Martin, which is a defense contractor here in Fort Worth for 20 years now, which seems crazy.
Lockheed Martin, which is a proud sponsor of the Texas Rangers.
Lockheed Martin is yes, and they really appreciate all the work that the Texas Rangers do for the veterans, which are near and dear to our heart, of course, because of Lockheed Martin's mission. So yeah, I've been there for 20 years doing HR work.
It's a long time with one
So
company.
What? Yeah,
So do you run the place now?
I don't run the place.
So
no.
after she left the Rangers, that's when you went to work.
Yeah,
for
I was with
Lockheed.
the Rangers for a hot second. And then I was living at home. And I think I was making $26,000 a year back then. And so I got the call from Lockheed. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to corporate America, which is nothing that was ever on my radar.
Yeah.
But Lockheed's just been a fantastic place to work. It's hard. I work a lot of hours, but I think post-COVID or during COVID, the benefit of we have very flexible schedules, and now I get to see my kids when they come home with whoever's bringing them home, and
That's huge.
but yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. There's been tears, but being a working mom, but
Right.
yeah, it's been a great.
You feel like it's
a
maybe
great
gotten
20 years
to
Yeah.
the point where that balance is a little bit.
Yeah, COVID forced us to look at how we work differently because, as soon as COVID hit, we all left the office. And
Right.
you're talking, the majority of the company, going to work from home. And so what we have tried to do as a company is adjust to the new normal without, taking away work from home, but also instilling that there's sometimes you need to be in the office, and not everybody could not be in the office because of the nature of our work. But yeah, I've been just extremely proud of the way we've navigated that. So yeah,
It's so crazy too, because like Lisa, we tell each other everything, and there'll be certain things where she'll be like, "Oh, I need to, hop on a call to do this, or I need to work this," and I'm like, "Oh, what's it?" And she's like, "Oh, I can't tell you," and I'm like, "That's funny."
well, sometimes it's like I don't know if I can't tell you, or it's just like uninteresting.
Right.
Right.
But she's like,
I'll just say I can't tell you.
yeah.
Those
So
defense
she won't.
contracts, man.
I
Yeah.
know she won't. She's very.
I have a friend in the same at Capital
Yeah.
One HR, and she'll do the same to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you can't tell me? She's
Yeah.
like, you're like, wait.
Now there's some good stories. I
Yeah.
won't share
Yeah.
on the air.
Well, awesome.
But yeah. So I have great leadership, great team members, and so I always said I would retire at 40, and
here
since
we are.
talked about my age at the beginning, that didn't happen. So we'll see.
Well, you
We'll
must
see.
love it then.
It's
if-
been a
if
great
you're
career.
still there.
Yeah.
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 Well,
It's been a great
I
career.
love that you joined us today for Emily's
Yeah.
birthday
Oh,
show.
I'm honored.
I'm sure there will be more birthday celebrations with you too.
Cheers! Cheers!
Yeah, we're gonna.
Uno más.
Cheers.
Yes. Happy birthday, friend.
Thank you.
I love
I
you.
know. 47. What's happening
Old,
to me?
old.
Old AF.
It's just life, man.
I know.
I hope y'all are
you?
still
You're not
good.
even 40 yet, are
She looks
you?
hot
She does.
AF.
How old are you?
40 in June.
Oh, Julie.
I know.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I hope y'all are still doing this at 50.
I think we will be.
We will be.
Okay.
I hope we will be too.
I listen every week.
This is-
Definitely when
yeah.
she's 50. What about when I'm 50? 10 more
Well,
years.
she'll be like 70. So
Stop. Not that old. Not that old. Okay, this
Well,
is fun.
it was.
Anything else we need to cover?
I don't think.
Did you get all the sponsor reads in when
I
I was in the
did.
bathroom?
Yeah.
yes, she did.
Way to go.
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. We're good. We
Okay.
fired through a lot. We had a good time. We celebrated Emily's birthday.
I know.
We met Lisa.
I know.
It's been a great day.
Most boring
Exciting.
human ever.
No.
Stop it.
Not at all. Okay, look at your camera.
Oh, I've always wanted to do this.
We're mom gaming out.
Okay, and do we peace sign still?
Double.
Yeah, always.
Okay, double peace sign.
Always
Okay.
doubles. On the, white one.
Okay, got it.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mom
Mom
game
game
out.
The Mom Game is proud to partner with local Geico offices, Victoria Elliott, proudly serving your local community.